Hello everyone, it's Dave here from Save Decks.
And I'm Sophie.
And we are going to be talking about 51 worldwide games, otherwise known as Clubhouse Games 51 Worldwide Classics, because they love their short titles here. So instead of reviewing the game as a whole, we're going to look at all 52 games included and review each one, tell you what we think of each one basically. Okay, so we're not going to go into great detail on each game. We're going to basically assume you know the rules already of each one. We're not going to teach you how to play chess and stuff, otherwise this will go on forever. We're just going to tell you how the games play in each one. Some of them we might just say plays as you expect, but so anyway, we'll just go straight into the first game, and because between us we've played all of them. And so we're going to start off with one that you've played more than me, and that is Mancala.
Yes, so I liked Mancala. I thought it was simplistic, but you could be strategic in it. So you've got seeds, what they call seeds, which is like these little pebbles. You pick them up and you drop them in each one and each slot, and including your store. If you drop your last seed in a space that's empty on your side, the opposite side, you get their seeds and it goes straight to your shop. I think it's called a shop, but yeah, which is on the end. And so that's how you can be strategic, basically, like looking at how the number of seeds you have and where it's going to land. And I quite liked building up my seeds so I could do that.
Yeah, you'll have to teach me that one.
That's really good.
Okay, so next one was Dots and Boxes, which is basically squares. Used to play this one, pen and paper, fun game that.
Yeah.
One thing we noticed in this one was this game has an undo move thing, like in most of the games. You can undo the last move you do, which is very unsporting, I would say. Like in chess, you make a mistake. If you've let go of your piece, you've let go of your piece. It's done. You can't just undo it.
I think you can undo it in this one.
Yeah, I know in this one, but I mean you shouldn't.
Yeah, no, you shouldn't.
If you've done the move, you've done it. But in this one,
sportsmanship.
Obviously, if you've made a box, you get another go.
Yeah.
And you make, but you noticed that you did like a string of a load of boxes in one go.
And then I made a bad move. And then I pressed undo because I was like,
you wanted to undo.
I was bad.
We were testing how the undo worked.
But I was a bad sportsman, I will admit.
And anyway, instead of just undoing the last box you did, it undid all of them in one go. So it's every turn, not every line you draw that undoes. Okay, next one is Yacht dice, which is basically Yahtzee.
Yeah, it's Yahtzee.
So it plays well, yeah. You played it, not me.
You shake the dice. Well, you don't even shake the dice, you just press a button, it shakes it for you.
Cool, pretty much.
Save them and then,
Okay, next one is 4 in a row, which is basically Connect 4. Just a solid game, that, isn't it?
Yeah, I like it.
I always like Connect 4. The sound effects of the counters falling down, they've got that spot on. Okay, Hit and Blow. What do you think of that one?
I preferred 2-player with this because I felt like there was more urgency to get it. And the 1-player, there's like a hint. I don't know exactly what it said, but it was like statistically you can get it in 5 moves. Yeah. 5 guesses.
I do like these sorts of puzzles anyway, where it just tells you how many you got right and you got to trial and error it basically. 9 Men's Morris.
I really like that one too. You can be strategic and you can just move the same piece back and forth to get mill. And there's this flight mode at the end. I think that's part of the game anyway.
I think I won when we played it, didn't we? Because of that.
Yeah.
So
it's good to sort of block it so that people can't get mill.
Yeah, we're assuming you all know what mill means because we're not teaching you the rules.
It's like you get 3 in a row, basically.
Yeah. Okay, moving on to Hex. What's that like?
Do you remember in school where they do those quizzes and you have to press on the little hexagonal and then you have to answer a question, and if you get that, you get the point. And then there's 2 teams.
There was a game show called Blockbusters.
Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah, but you did it in school in like French class or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Or maths or something. It's basically that, except you don't have to answer questions, which is great.
You don't have to know anything. No. So that's always fun. You don't have to, you can switch your brain off, although you're going to have to think strategically to block each other. So, but that works well.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, cool. Okay, next one is Draughts. This plays exactly how you'd expect. One thing that gets me is if you're able to jump a piece, an opponent's piece, you have to do it. Like, so I don't know if that's the actual rules of drafts, but I mean, I know whenever I've played a computerized version of it, that's been the rule. You have to jump one, when it's not always the best strategy to jump it, because you might be making yourself vulnerable doing that. You might want to just move something else instead, but it does annoy me that that's a rule. But again, that might be the rule. Hare and Hounds. Basically, the rules of this game is, if you play as the hare, you win.
Yeah, basically. I mean, obviously you can win as the hounds, you must be able to, but...
The trailer showed the hounds winning.
Haven't found a way to do it yet.
Yeah, I reckon the best way to play this game would be to play it single player with you as the hounds, and then just sort of think of it as a puzzle game. How can you stop that hare getting through? Because it is hard to play this one as the hounds, I found. But I enjoyed that one.
Yep.
So Gomoku.
I like that one as well. So basically you get 5 in a row, it's just these counters.
Yeah. That's a good, like Connect 4, but broader, I'd say.
And you get 5, so it's like Connect 5, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I'm so focused on trying to get 5 myself that I'm not actually focused on what they're doing, so they get 5.
The difference between this and Connect 4, I would say, is because you're starting in the middle. With Connect 4, you drop it, it goes to the bottom.
Down,
and so you can't add anything to the bottom of that column. Whereas on here, if you've got a line of 4, you've won basically, because you can't block both
Either
sides.
side,
But on Connect 4, if you have a line of 3, you haven't won because so that's how that works. You're trying to Connect 4 in this one basically, aren't you?
5.
Yeah. Okay, Dominoes. You played this to get the footage without knowing the rules.
Yeah, basically.
I do know the rules of dominoes, and that is to lay them down. You have to make the 2 ends add up to a multiple of 5, and that's how you get points. And I know the version where it's either a multiple of 3 or a multiple of 5, and then here it's just multiples of 5. But I found that, and I know this is going to be a really odd complaint to make, but when it's not your go and it's a computer's go, it goes too quickly for my liking. And I know I'm saying, yes, I'd rather be waiting for the computer's goes, but it happens so quick that I can't really get my head around what they've done. The points add up really quickly. I'm like, okay, but again, it's fun. I like this one. Chinese checkers.
Yeah, I like it. It can be strategic, I guess, I think. Yeah,
you have to sort of work out how
make
to
as many jumps.
get your way quickly there by bouncing over.
I mean, assist mode is just like on anyway, so that's how I knew where I could, as far as I could go.
It's basically the game tells you how to win.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and I won twice, so.
You're pretty good at it then.
Oh no.
Okay, Ludo, you've played this, I haven't.
The good thing about Ludo is that you can skip the opponent's go, having to wait for the 6. I mean, I guess in the normal game, trying to roll a 6 is so annoying. And then you just hear pass, 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 pass. And on top of having to wait for them to roll the dice and move, oh my god.
But you can skip all that. That's a good quality of life feature there.
For sure, but it's the basic Ludo, basically.
Ludo, everyone knows Ludo, it's fine.
I liked it because you could just plan out your goes and try and get the other players back to where they are, like Ludo.
Yeah. Backgammon.
Yeah, I guess I had assist on.
Yeah. So I don't know the rules of backgammon either. Really, I've not tried this one. You played it, but
yeah. So
did you win?
No,
you didn't win.
Won.
So just following the assist isn't always the best strategy.
So you roll the dice and basically you try and get all your pieces round anti-clockwise. Yeah, anti-clockwise basically, and that's the same on the other side. If you land on the other player's piece, it puts it back in the middle, and then they have to start from the beginning. But if you have any like single pieces near the end of your where you have to get them to, they can land on it and send it straight back to the thing. So it's working out how to do it really.
So the next one is Renegade, otherwise known as Othello or Reversi. This plays as you'd expect it to.
Yeah.
It has that nice feature where you're doing it in touchscreen mode on the handheld version. You can sort of tilt the switch to pull the pieces off.
Really?
Yeah, like the Wii U's opening trailer showed.
I had no idea. That's funny.
You didn't see that?
No.
Okay. Okay, next one is chess.
I love chess.
I love chess. I taught you how to play chess.
Yeah.
So
I knew how to play chess. You just taught me how to play chess better.
I taught you extra strategies. Yes. So this is a brilliant version of chess. If you're on the TV, it has that sort of side-on view. But if you're playing it in touch mode, it's a top-down, so which works really well.
Yeah, I like it like that.
I also noticed that if you're in Czech, there's a like really tense music that happens, which makes you want to get out of it. That's a really nice feature. And there's also a very hidden handicap mode. Because we've played this twice, and for some reason you won both times. So I'm guessing there's a hidden handicap mode in this game that we don't know about.
I'm just really good at it.
No, there's a hidden handicap mode. So if you're playing against someone who's not as good as you, they're probably going to win because of that. That's the only explanation.
Or I just got really good.
So next one is Shogi. I went into this one not knowing the rules at all. I looked at how to play, so it's very handy they've got that there. And I sort of got to know it a bit. Now, I know this game because there's this anime, I can't remember what it was called, about a girl at school, and there was like this boy at the next desk who was messing around and distracting her in class.
Yeah.
And in one episode, he's playing with shogi tiles. And she's watching like the battle he's doing with them and imagining them, and like the generals all turn on the king, and she gets really over the top dramatic about them doing that. It was so funny, and I'm finally glad that I found out what this game is that she's imagining there. But again, I enjoyed playing it. I didn't do very well because I was just moving them wherever, learning how to move them basically. But I really liked how it was very satisfying, the sound effects, the clicking as you're doing it. So that was really good. So next one was Mini Shogi. That is basically like Shogi but smaller.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Hanafuda.
Yeah, this was one that I didn't know how to play this one. I looked at the rules again. It seemed to operate well from what I could tell. You're basically matching two cards from the same month, but I haven't really learnt the suits to be able to know which one's meant to be what month. But the game does pretty much tell you what pairs you can make, so it wasn't too hard to follow.
Was that the assist mode?
Yeah, it was sort of like it highlighted what I could click on.
Makes
so
sense,
speaking of that, assist mode, Richie MAHJONG.
Yeah.
I have no idea how to play this. I looked at the rules. I still have no idea how to play this.
There's so much involved with...
I came in last place because I didn't know how to play.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it's one I don't know how to get my head around it. But if you know this game, you'll have a good time with this. Because again, I could sort of follow what I was meant to be doing. I didn't know what I was meant to be doing, but for someone who knows the game would. The interface is good,
nice.
you know.
Yeah.
You can tell what you're doing, basically. Okay, next one is called Last Card, which is basically Uno.
Okay.
I found this one was against a computer. It is basically Uno. It's fun. It's great. It was really hard to keep up because the computer's goes went so fast.
Oh, I see.
Like, I went into my first game and immediately the computer that went first went reverse. The other one went reverse, reverse, like that. And I was like, well, what's going on here? Like, and another thing was once the round ended, that was it. First, second, third, fourth. So if you've ever got rid of their cards first. But I remember playing Uno or other variants of that with normal cards where when someone's out, everyone else puts their cards down and whatever numbers you have get added up to a score. And it's like when you get to like 100 points you're out or something like that. Or whoever has the lowest score after so many rounds. But this one it's just that, and it's like, because I would strategically play my higher numbers first to get rid of them. But I don't know if that's a thing with Uno in general or just what I've played. It's a shame that's not an option really.
Yeah, true. Blackjack.
Blackjack, that just plays exactly as you'd expect.
Okay. Texas Hold'em?
Okay, now I love Texas Hold'em. I was really looking forward to this on here, but it kind of falls short.
Why is that?
Okay, so first of all, when you're selecting the games, you can only have a maximum of 10 rounds. And that is annoying because I would love to be able to just keep on playing until you've wiped everyone out.
Yeah.
It's just annoying it has that restriction. I can understand if you're playing online to have the game shorter, restricting that way. But if you're playing against people in the same room as you or against the computers, why can't we just keep playing until everyone's wiped out? And second of all, and this is another thing, is when you raise, you can only raise by 5. And then next one have to raise by 10, then by 20. It keeps going on like that. But you can't select yourself how much to raise by. So if you're on the last couple of rounds and the person is like 100 ahead of you, So what? It's like you've got your go. You can raise by 5. They'll just call it. That's it. You can't have a chance to catch up.
I see.
And they can easily get to round 10. Whoever's winning can just fold. No one can catch up with them because there's not enough. You can't raise the stakes high enough to catch up.
Why do you think that is? Do you think because it's encouraging gambling, or
maybe? But I'm like.
But then you can say there's the other one where you can go all in. One of the games.
Blackjack. You can raise the stakes as much as you want.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
So you can bet as much as you want, but. Understand, like whenever I've played Texas Hold'em with people, it's not been for money. It's just you have your chips, we just play for fun till everyone's wiped out, basically. And I always loved doing that, but it's a shame. It's a shame. I would have played it a lot more if that was the case.
Yeah.
Okay, so the following card games, I'll just say right now, they all play really well. They play especially in handheld. I basically played 6 different cards games on the same day here, and you played the other one out of these 7. Just so you know, they all play very well. That is President, Sevens, Speed, Matching, War, Takoyaki, and Pig's Tail. I especially like Takoyaki because you have to pick a card and put it in the right position, and you get a chance of getting another one. You have to fill up all 10 positions.
Okay, sure.
War and Pig's Tail, very fun. Both of them luck-based, though, but very fun. So, yeah, what did you think of Matching?
It was just matching.
Yeah, okay, pretty much.
You're against another player, so...
Yeah. But, yeah, so, yeah, just to speed things up, they were all good. Okay, golf.
Okay, so I thought it was good. You can play 3 holes or you can play 9 holes. It's basic. It shows you the wind, power, etc. And it works well.
So it's fun, but limited.
Limited, I'd say. But then again, if you're doing like a quick thing.
Yeah, so that's sort of like the nature of this game in general. They're
it's
short,
like party
bursts.
games.
Yeah. So next one is billiards. Now this one is very good. You can do 8 ball or 9 ball. It is satisfying to like pull the cue back and whack it with the stick, sort of thing.
Yeah.
I remember learning billiards like this in Monkey Ball, the first one. The monkey billiards. And it kind of reminds me of that a lot, but except it's top down the whole time. You can't have the ball behind you. But this is a really fun one.
Oh, cool.
Okay, bowling. What did you think of bowling?
Yeah, it was alright. It was quite cool that it showed you where you turned your wrists, kind of thing, when you bowled.
Yeah.
So as you said, I was going to the right a lot, so it was better for me to aim from the left to the right.
Yeah.
It didn't always roll though, and it was really irritating. And then it would say you're shaking too hard, but then some of the times I wouldn't be shaking too hard.
Yeah, the motion controls I think overall work well. It's a bit finicky at times. Like sometimes it doesn't pick it up too well, but I found I was holding it like with the analog stick side on. But if you hold it so the buttons and analog stick are facing upwards, it works a lot better.
Yeah, that's what I was
doing.
doing.
After playing Wii Bowling for a lot on Wii Sports so much, this controls differently to that. Now, the main thing is you can't throw the ball up in the air like you can in Wii Bowling. This is much more of a simulator than a game, I'd say.
Yeah.
And it's not very gamey. But the biggest difference is in Wii Bowling, you hold the trigger, then do the motion, then you don't let go of the ball until you let go of the trigger.
Oh, okay. Sure.
But in this one, you have to hold the shoulder button down, and you have to keep hold of it to bowl. You don't let go.
Make sense.
Yeah, and I keep on, out of habit, letting go of the button, and it just doesn't bowl because of it. So that is... but again, in Wii Bowling, my ball rolled to the left. So and it's the same here.
Yeah.
It's the same here, exactly as it is in Wii Bowling. Okay, so if you're doing it in handheld mode, you have the option of touch controls.
Yeah.
And they're a lot easier to manage. I was getting more strikes with touch controls. It was a bit too easy in my opinion. But people with a Switch Lite, it means they can play that still.
Was it in portrait or was it in...
Yeah, because on the TV it's landscape because it's a widescreen. I thought on the handheld you'd be able to have it portrait because it would be like longer.
Yeah.
But that's not the case. I couldn't find an option for that anyway.
Okay, darts.
Darts now. I was very surprised about how the motion controls worked in this. I was expecting them to be terrible, but actually I thought they worked really well.
Okay.
You have the option of doing 301, 501, or the going for a high score in so many rounds. Basically, if you do it in 501, it says it only goes up to 15 turns, which is annoying because if you get stuck on the double, is I just gonna run out of turns. Luckily, in the times I played it, I didn't.
Yeah.
So that was fine. Basically, you hold your Joy-Con like a dart, hold the button, and do the throwing motion. It works really well. Cool. Surprisingly, easier than real darts, obviously. Basically, I've tried it in touch controls, and I was disappointed by the touch controls because I had a game on the Vita called Top Darts. And that was a touchscreen darts game that worked so well. But this one is more basically you're just flicking and just hoping for the best, I'd say here.
Like a mobile.
Yeah, whereas in Top Darts, you actually chose what area, then you could aim it a bit better and flick it at the right power. It was good on the Vita, but sad. But then again, that was like £8 or something. This is like 69p a game or something.
Yeah,
exactly.
So
you can't expect it to be as good as a fully fledged darts game.
Yeah.
So fair enough. Okay, CARROM.
I likened this to potting pool balls, but also with marbles. But you have these little coins basically.
They're like discs.
Yeah,
aren't
and
they?
there's this little you're flicking them like you do with marbles.
Yeah, like shove halfpenny.
Maybe I don't know. And then I thought it controlled really well, and it was quite fun to do multiplayer as well.
Okay, toy tennis.
It's okay. It's limited controls, but you can direct your swing.
Like you can swing right or left, and
it
does make a difference. The ball needs to be that side of you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's good.
And you can go up to a 3-game match as well.
You can. Yeah.
So yeah, it just works as you'd expect. Toy football, that was a fun little experience, and I found I played it, and I was trying to be strategic about it all, and I didn't do well. Then Sophie took over. She just button bashed, and she did really well. So I don't know what's going on there.
It's my go-to.
Yeah. Toy curling, what was that like?
Yeah, I liked that. It was really fun.
Yeah, I did actually play one of them with you, didn't I? I enjoyed it as well. Yeah, so not much to say there. Just toy curling, really good. Toy boxing.
It's basic, but I quite like it. I quite liked, the rock'em sock'em type things. So.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of found it was just hold guard and then then punch up whenever. I was expecting to be able to dodge and know your tells and knock you out. So, but I'm joking. It was.
So it's obviously going to be a basic one.
Yeah, definitely. But it works as you'd expect.
Yeah.
Toy baseball. This was very good, I thought.
I really like this.
You use the stick to launch the ball, was quite satisfying. You can choose your different shots, and you just swing at the right time. It's it's kind of like because it's the same makers as Wii Party U. There's a version like that in this.
Cool. Yeah.
That is just like that, and I enjoy baseball games in video games. Really, like in Wii Baseball as well. I don't know, it's just something about them. Air hockey now. I thought this was one of the best multiplayers in there. I found it was better with stick controls. Then because when I first saw it on the controls, I thought with touchscreen that's going to be amazing.
Yeah, easier.
And then when we tried it on touchscreen, we noticed the big flaw that we should have seen. It's just your hand is in the way. You can't see what's going on.
It's such a small screen as well. Not that it's bad, but it's just it's too small for you to.
Yeah, but at least when you're doing it 2-player. And it's on the handheld mode, you have got a top-down view of the table. So at least you got that, so you can sort of keep your hand to the side and have your finger leaned over, which isn't that comfortable. But if you're doing it 1-player, even in touchscreen, it has to be like a more side-on view, not touch-down, and it always has you on the left-hand side with the computer on the right. So because I'm right-handed, my hand is just on the screen. If I could be on the right hand side, it wouldn't be so much as a problem. So this is one of those rare video games that favours the left-handed player.
Yeah.
So I suppose that's
good.
Yeah, them getting their own back on us righties, eh? But with the analog stick and stuff, it is such a fun multiplayer. Okay, slot cars.
Yeah, it's normal.
Yeah,
You can't create your own tracks though.
It would be nice to be able to create your own tracks.
Yeah.
It would add a lot to it.
That's true. I can imagine mosaic mode is cool. We haven't tried it out yet.
No, you haven't. I've looked at how it goes like on other videos, and you can extend the tracks. So I suppose that's more tracks there doing that way.
I discovered that if you hold the sticks in a slight position, then you can just keep going without having to slow down. And then if it does make that screechy noise, you can just ease off it like micrometers, and it'll be fine. You can just keep going.
So you get the choice really. Do you want to go full speed and have to keep slowing down at corners, or do you want to go like half speed
and then just wait for your opponent to fall off?
Yeah, just be constant. So okay, what was fishing like? I haven't tried that.
Yeah, it was okay. It was realistic looking. You can be in 4 positions, and when you move the cursor, it shows you how far the line can go, and then you can cast the line, and then wait for a fish to bite, and it does the little dun, 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 and then bites. And then the one thing that I found with this one is that it's so uncomfortable to reel in with your thumb when you're playing with a Joy-Con. It was better when you had the handheld, but it was still uncomfortable. I just didn't like it.
Yeah, so
I guess because you're holding the Joy-Con like this and reeling in, whereas with the handheld bit you can just hold on to a little bit more. There's like a little bit more support for you to hold on and do the reeling in. But yeah, I didn't like the reeling in motion.
So not your favourite?
No.
Okay, battle tanks. It's basic, but it's kind of fun. I know you don't like the tank controls though.
Yes, I don't like tank controls.
No.
I find it really...
But that's just in general, you don't like them.
Yeah, that's just tank controls.
Yeah.
So.
And Team Tanks was, again, it was okay, it was good, but it just wasn't much to
really
it.
fast, and there was not many levels, was there? It was like 3 levels.
Yeah. I don't know if there's more to unlock or anything, but from what we could see, there were only 3, so that was over very quickly, that. Okay, the shooting gallery is one that people thought about before it came out. I've played it once, so I don't really have any desire to play it again.
No.
I suppose high score chasing, but it's so basic. The Joy-Con aiming wasn't too good either. Like, I had to keep on resetting the cursor.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't that... I didn't really enjoy that one.
Mm-hmm.
6-ball puzzle. Now, we played this one 2-player. I've looked into it a bit more since.
Yeah.
Basically, one-on-one.
Yeah. Even
if you're playing single player against the computer.
Yeah.
What you have to do is match 6 of the same colour to get rid of those balls.
Yeah.
And you basically keep going until someone's out, like fills it all the way up.
Mm-hmm.
Now, to attack your opponent in this, usually in puzzle games like this, it's getting combos that do it. Here, it's you have to do special shapes. Like whether it's a horizontal line of 6 or whether it's a hexagon shape or if it's a triangle shape as well. They're the 3 shapes that get you, and it's like, it would be nice if it got faster as it went along to make it more exciting, because our one went on for quite a while.
Yeah.
And again, getting combos don't really do anything other than get rid of them quicker, but it would be nice to get rewarded for combos, but then again, getting combos is kind of random.
Yeah, that's true.
And it would be nice to be able to do this as a high score thing as well. That would add a lot of value to this, but again, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's just not something we'd keep coming back to.
Yeah.
Okay, sliding puzzle.
So you just get the turtle to collect the jewels. It's like a little mechanical turtle.
So I love sliding puzzle sort of things. I'm not too good at them, but I always enjoy doing them though. I've only touched on this one a little bit. I love the touching sliding controls on it. But yeah, it's something, it takes some thinking, but it's something I'll get into. MAHJONG Solitaire. This is a puzzle game where you got to sort of like match 2, like you find 2 of the same, you take them off, but there are some that are going to be hidden underneath, and you can't select any that are like within others. They have to be sort of at the end of a row, so to speak.
Okay.
So you got to get rid of everything, get them in the right order. It's a really good strategy puzzle thing, logic thinking. I like those sort of things, so very good. Klondike Solitaire, it's basically that solitaire you see on Windows and all that. It works exactly as you'd expect. Touchscreen is where it's at with this. Yeah. It's so good. Now here's the thing about this and the next game I'm going to talk about. It tells you when you're stuck. Yeah. And I don't like that. No, I'd rather just discover myself that I'm stuck. I know it just sort of like feels a bit hand-holdy. I know it ends the game quicker, but I'm like, I can work out myself when I'm stuck. But the problem was, it told me in the one I recorded for this, it told me I was stuck when I wasn't stuck. There were 2 aces at the top I could get out, and I did quite a bit more afterwards.
Yeah.
And then I actually did get stuck, and it didn't tell me I was stuck then. So maybe it got to a point where it knew it was impossible for me to win. Maybe it was that.
Maybe.
But I'd rather discover that myself.
No, that's fair.
And tell you what, anyone who talks about jump scares in games, they talk about, say, the dogs in Resident Evil and so forth. The biggest jump scare in any game I've experienced is in this game is when that thing pops up to say you're stuck. It is terrifying. I'm always anxious as I play this because I know that thing's just going to go boom at me any point. I don't like it. Okay, I'm going to tell you a story.
Go on.
About when I bought my first laptop back in 2006. And I saw it had Solitaire on it, and I thought, oh good, I like Solitaire. But then there was this other game underneath it, and it was called Spider Solitaire. And I thought, that's like Solitaire with spiders, I thought. So I played it. I worked out the rules myself, and I got absolutely hooked on it. I mean, properly hooked. I would play it so much.
What did you get your laptop for?
For uni.
Oh.
I was going to uni,
I
that's
see.
why. Yeah. But really, looking back, I got it to play Spider Solitaire. I mean, that was worth the money, just that one game. So yes, I got hopelessly hooked to it, but then I stopped playing it after a while, as you do. Years have passed, and I haven't thought about Spider Solitaire. I noticed it on the eShop for like £8. I was like, nah, it's too much.
That is too much, to be fair.
Yes. And then I saw it was included in this, and I thought, oh, I'd actually forgotten how to play it, to be honest.
Did you immediately know how? Was it like
I had
riding
to
a
sort
bike?
of... Because the one I played it and the one the footage you're seeing now is basically the normal mode, which only has 2 different suits, not 4, which is what I played before. So I've forgotten about that. I didn't really notice. But I played it, and the moment I started playing it and remembered how to play it, I just said, oh no, I'm hooked again.
Yay.
And this is the game I've played the most, and I've beaten it on the harder mode a few times now, and I'm going to keep playing this. I really like this one. And I really like how when you move the cards around, when you've got like a whole stack of them, they do this really swirly pattern thing.
Oh,
that's really cool.
That's cool.
Okay, so that's all the 51 games. But there are 52 because the 52nd one is a piano. What do you think of the piano?
Okay, so the piano, from what I experienced, I had the Joy-Con on me. You can only play it in handheld. And that makes sense because you'd press the keys, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
But in an attempt to try and play the piano, I shook the Joy-Con and it made like crashing and banging noises, like, you know, like beats.
Sounds like my piano playing.
Yeah. But like, how would you discover that?
Yeah, so it's a nice little thing. So I suppose if you've got it handheld mode, you can have the Joy-Cons separately and shake them as someone's playing the
someone
piano,
else
maybe.
can play. Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, that's what that was.
The thing is, I've already, from Nintendo, got this cardboard piano.
Yeah.
So it works pretty much the same as this.
So much more fun.
It is, and it has like little animals and stuff on it that you can use. So yeah, the piano, it's there.
Yeah.
That's what
It
you can say.
exists.
Okay, so those were the 52 games you got on the Clubhouse Games, 51 worldwide games, whatever you want to call it. I'd say the vast majority of them are good.
Yeah, I enjoyed quite a lot. I really liked ones that I didn't think I'd like.
Yeah, I've learned a few. I can learn how to play mahjongs finally. I'm getting into that shogi, and there's several cards games. Like I said, that takoyaki, I absolutely loved that one. I'm going to teach you how to play that.
Yeah, go for
And
it.
the fact that you can do that free app to play these card games multiplayer as well.
Yeah, that's cool.
Fantastic. So I would say for the majority of them, if you're a single player, you won't get much out of these.
Yeah.
But if you've got someone who lives with you, someone in the house, or a friend that you play Switch with a lot, then this is fantastic.
Yeah.
You'll get a lot of gameplay out of this. It's one, especially like in a lockdown situation as well, or if or at a party, something you can bring out at parties. Just a quick game of like Texas Hold'em. If everyone's got a Switch, you can do it 4-player with only one person having the game.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. So overall, I think these games are fantastic.
Yeah.
Overall.
So what one was your favourite out of all of them?
My favourites will be Spider Solitaire and bowling, and I really like the darts. But these card games I played it was just yesterday and some today.
Yeah.
I really liked them.
That's good.
Shogi, again, I think I can see myself getting really into that. And chess, obviously, but chess we knew would be our favourite anyway.
If there was only one left in the world and you couldn't play Spider Solitaire, which one?
Chess.
Chess, yeah.
Chess is one of my favourite games of all time.
I know, I love
So-
that one is my favourite on this.
Yes.
Even though we've got like so many chessboards.
Yes. And here's another thing about the chess I want to say.
Yeah.
And in the card games, you can do like Nintendo-themed playing cards.
Yeah.
Why, like when you play chess, is it just the one chess set? Why can't you vary what the chess pieces look like?
yeah.
There exists in real life a Mario chess set.
Yeah.
Why can't we have that in the game?
Oh my god, there's a Zelda one.
There's a Zelda one as well, but if they wanted to stick to Mario, just having the Mario pieces would be fantastic.
That'd be so good.
But then again, like, what was it, like 69p a game or something like that, isn't it?
Yeah, they're not gonna.
So
loads of effort
it's
in.
good. It's really good value for money. This.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
for sure. Yeah.
I would say we have got our money's worth out of this game.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So this game is fantastic.
Cool.
What about you?
Yeah, yeah.
What was your favourite one?
Chess.
Other
Yeah,
than
I
chess?
just said chess. Oh, other than chess. Oh, Mancala.
Mancala. Oh, yeah.
I just love how simple it is, and I feel like I could actually own a Mancala board.
Yeah.
With those. I think my mum had one, but I never knew how to play it.
Oh, now you know.
Yeah, now I know.
Although sometimes with games like that and chess as well,
Mm-hmm.
I kind of prefer them digital than the actual boards.
Yeah, I suppose
As
it would
the-
gather dust, wouldn't it?
No, I mean, depending on who you play with, but there are certain rules that aren't always set in stone. Depending on who you play with, they got their own versions of their rules. Like if ever I play chess with someone and I do the castling move, people always tell me that's cheating. And we played a game of chess earlier.
Yeah.
And-
And I did the castling move.
No, not that, but I mean,
Oh wait, was it the castling move or the 4 move that?
you tried to do the four
I
move
tried to do the
thing.
4 move thing.
But no, here's what we did earlier. I got down to just my king.
Yes.
And you had like your queen, castle and bishop still.
I had another queen as well.
And another queen, yeah. So you basically won.
Mm-hmm.
But I knew what to do. I got myself in a position where my king couldn't move, but
Yeah.
I wasn't in check. So it was stalemate, it was a draw.
Mm-hmm.
And because the game said that, I could explain it, but there's been people I've done that with before
Yeah.
who told me it's checkmate, and I'm like, it's not checkmate because I'm not in check.
Yeah.
That is stalemate, that's the actual rule. But they would refuse to believe it. So at least with digital games like this, you can't argue about the rules because
No,
it's
that's true.
set in the computer. So
That makes sense.
yeah, that's why I like having things like chess digital like this. It's pretty good. So anyway, that's our long talks about this game.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much for watching, everyone. If you like this video, give it a like. Let us know in the comments down below what your favourite games are on this, and if you've not bought the game yet, so if you're planning to, or what games you're looking forward to, and what you wish they could have added to this as well. And while you're down there, there's a subscribe button there. If you want to join the party, click that now. So it's goodbye from Sophie,
Goodbye.
and bye from me. See you in the next one.